Hello everybody, this is part 5 of 2D platformer series, and as now you can see that our player is walking, jumping and collecting the coins. Now what we want is to add a spike or an enemy thing that player if touches that thing the game gets over, or we can add a door to the next level. So let's get started. I have this spike ball. Let's drag it to the hierarchy. Let's call this spike 1 because we have multiple spikes. Spike 1. Let's add a circle collider. Let's adjust its collider size. Let's create a tag called spike and attach to the spike. Let's drag this spike to the prefab folder so that we can use it on multiple levels. Let's delete it from the scene. Let's reduce its size, sorry, for a bit. So I'm going to reduce it and make it a bit moved from the player and reduce its size, and apply all. Now let's delete this and we have another spike. Let's add that as well. Let's reduce its size and move it a bit away from the player. Let's reduce its size and we're gonna add box collider to it. Let's add the tag spike to it. Let's make it trigger. Let's drag it to the prefab folder. Also let's make this spike 1 also triggered. Now our both spikes are ready. Let's add them to the screen. Let's add them to our scene. Let's add them here. Okay, let's move it a bit up. And add this one as well. To the hair, let's make it a bit longer, and we're gonna duplicate the background. So let's test it, that what happens when we collide with any of the spike. So we go here and nothing happened here because we haven't coded yet, we haven't added the script for these colliders. So let's do that. Let's go to the scripts folder and open the player controller script. Let's add another else if target dot game object dot tag equals to spike. Then we're gonna stop the game. Let's print game over. And we're gonna pause the game here. So time scale is equals to 0. So let's test it. Save it. Now as you can see that I am walking around and going forward, and I am opening the console here. so that you can see, and if I touch it I cannot move around and the game is over. So what else we can do here, we can add the death animation, or we can play the death animation here. And if I open our animator, if you remember we did it in our first lecture, and select the player, and if I open this transition, we can see you can see that we have added a death trigger to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say anim dot set trigger, and we call this trigger death. That's it. And we have to make another change by animating the player independent of the time scale. So I'm gonna do this, I will set this normal update mode to unscaled time, so our animation will play independent of time scale. So let's play it, and now this time we're gonna check the second spike by jumping off the first spike. So I jumped. Now this time we're gonna test the second spike, so let's jump it, and this one. Now you can see that our player is killed and the killed animation is started. So that's it for this tutorial guys. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.